Hey everybody, it's Jasmine. Thank you so much for joining me. I am your brow expert. I've been shaping eyebrows for almost 25 years and I still shape brows at the Anastasia Beverly Hills salon. And thank you so much for coming by and trusting me with your eyebrows. It's been a pleasure meeting some of you. So if you're in the neighborhood, if you know you're going to be there, definitely make an appointment and come by and get your brow shaped by yours truly. So today is going to be another day of using a model that I know some of you guys can relate with. And it's a thin eyebrow. And so I think most of us at some point in our later life, in our later age, we lose a lot of hair. We have over tweezed. And so, yeah, this is a great way to fill in the eyebrows with making it look as natural as possible because we all want to do that, right? We want to fill in the eyebrows as natural as possible without looking too dark and just fake, basically, right? And speaking of fake, my brows are tattooed. It's been tattooed a long time ago. So because some of you guys are new, you may not know that. So now you do. And thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do so. So every week you'll get some really good brow tips. I have devoted my channel really for just eyebrows only because I believe not only I've been an expert on this particular area for gosh a long time, over 20 years. I feel that it's the most important area of your beauty. I really do. I've been a makeup artist also most of my life, so beauty has been in my wheelhouse. And so I know a little bit about this area, and I believe that if you have your brows properly shaped with some good color, I think it just pulls everything together. Aside from a little bit of rouge and some mascara and lipstick, that's really all you need to keep yourself looking youthful. I am in my late 50s. I'm 57 years old. So I don't just speak to hopefully those of you that are in your mature stage. I hope that I speak to all of you in all ages. That's why eyebrows are such a big deal because it suits everybody and the fullness and the proper shape is universal and it's ageless. So stick around. Wait till I show you what I do for this model, and I hope that you'll be able to pick some tips. So without further ado, I'm going to bring this model on. So she's got thin eyebrows and very light. So if you have light brows like hers, this also may be the video for you. I am going to use a couple of products on this brow. I'm going to use a powder. I'll explain why. But I'm also going to use a perfect pencil, which is a perfect way to fill in your eyebrows and for it to, I don't know, I think it's a little easier, honestly. So here are the three areas that I'm going to touch on for this eyebrow. There's an obvious dip, which is how you could see that I did that on my eyebrows. So that way I could show you guys how I'm holding the product so you get a good feel as to what you should do. And then the ends are a little too long, so it just kind of has this round effect, and it's obviously too thin. So I'm going to address these three issues. The dip on the top of the eyebrow is not something that's that common, but it's something that she has, and part of it is that she's got this little scar in the middle, this middle area. You can't really see it right now. And then the little strays that she has down here, she doesn't need hair all the way down there. It's not as thick down at the end, but you can see some of the strays there. So I'm going to shape that, and it's going to actually make a big difference. But if you can't get to a brow artist like myself, if you fill in the top area, look at what I'm doing for her in that dip. Just filling in that area, adding that in that little dip over there makes a big difference. It actually completes the whole eyebrow look. So if you have a little dip or your top of the eyebrow is too low, if you just add a little bit of color right here. Now, I put some concealer over my eyebrows just to cover up that tattoo so that way I can try to model as much as the model. So just filling in that little pocket, you can see on me made a big difference. So especially on her, what I'm doing right now is just outlining the eyebrow to what I think would be best for her. As you can see with the tail right there, I didn't go too low, and you can see some of the hairs left outside of that outline. What you don't know is that her eyebrow bone right here is a little bit out, and her eyes are a little bit deeper in. So she's got a strong brow bone. On me, obviously, I'm Asian, so my brow bone and eyelid is a little bit more flush. We have more of a flatter eyelid, so the shape is going to be different. That's really important. So keep in mind that a curved brow for this model is important because you want to keep that natural shape. Straighter for me, curved for her. But it was just too round, which is why I'm going to lift up that area down below. And we all want a brow lift. Whether you have a curved brow or a straighter brow, a little bit of a brow lift, I believe, is more, I don't know, attractive, more youthful, and just fresh, I think. So, and I think you guys would agree, right? So this is the outline, and in just a second, you're going to see the brows nicely shaped, and the ends are going to be a little lifted. So just remember this, right? This was a before that dip that I filled in right there. And so, and you can actually see some of that hair. So, but after it's been waxed, you could see still the hair, but you could see actually more of it in kind of a nice shape. So when this area is cleaned up, it's not just those dark hairs that I waxed. It's the hair fuzz. So it just kind of gives it a nice cleaner look. Now, what you're seeing me do right now is using a brow primer. This has no color. It feels like more like a velvety texture. And what I did was put it all over her eyebrows for the sake of my covered concealer. I'm just going to just show you that I just applied it, pretend I apply it on my eyebrows, but on her I just went all the way across, and you can notice that I use a spoolie brush. You want to comb the product around so that way it's nice and dispersed. Okay, so keep that in mind. You don't have to press that hard. You just want to spread the product around the brow primer, that is. So make sure you have one of these. It's a great product to use, especially when you're using the powder that I'm going to use on her. So her on this model, it's going to be the taupe dual powder, but on me, I'm going to be using the ash brown powder. I can use quite a few different colors, but the ash brown works the best on me. So if you have my skin tone color and my hair color, I recommend the ash brown. Great for Asians, by the way, because we have a lot of yellow in our skin. So here's a taupe dual powder. As you can see with the powder, it's two colors, but I'm going to use more of the mid-tone. So I'm using the darker and the light. And by rubbing the brush back and forth this way, I'm getting kind of a two-tone. Now, this is going to be all about a light pressure. The reason why I'm using the powder with the brush, here's why. Now, as you can see, it's over her eyebrows. That sharp brush is just getting it right where I want to. If I did this, it's not as sharp. So on her, obviously, I'm going upside down because I'm going behind her head. If you did this on yourself, you just hold the brush over your eyebrows like this. Okay, so it's not really an awkward feeling. It's like holding a pencil, except you're using your thumb and then holding it this way. And that's all you're doing. So I'm just grabbing some color right here, and I'm going below because remember, her brows are thin. And what I'm doing is I'm just naturally following her brow line, naturally. And by holding it this way, the brush is staying right inside here. It's not, and I'm seeing better what I'm doing. So, and I'm patting, I'm not putting a lot of pressure. Why? Because the brow primer really helps to grab that powder nicely. And it has a nice little sharp look. Now, it's not that dark on her, but you can see the color, and that's what's important. I don't want the color to be so dark. On me, it's going to be a little bit darker. For obvious reasons, my hair is darker, and I'm using a little bit of a darker color. So, and you follow the natural curve of your eyebrows, but making sure that right here stays more straight. On me, it's going to be straighter in an angle. On this client, it's going to be straight, but more of a curve. So you're not opening it where it's round. You're going more of an angle. Keep that in mind. Here's a pencil. I'm going to use the Perfect pencil. It's one of my favorite pencils to use because it's so easy. You sharpen it and just make sure you get a nice little round edge there. I'm going back and showing you that that's the dip right there, right? The reason why I'm using the pencil again is that it's just easier to access right inside, and she's got more skin than she does have hair. So the pencil will pick that up much better. Even though she's got that primer underneath, I believe that the pencil will just really get in some of those gaps. It's just easy to just do these little circles. You notice if you do little circles without dragging it back and forth, you're getting more of a softer application without pressing so hard. So by forcing yourself to do these little circles, you're really allowing yourself to just lightly apply the color with the pencil. Notice I'm holding it this way and not this way. Use a spoolie brush, because if it does go on too dark, you just flip it over and just comb it through. So combing it through really will tone it down. And so it's about going back and forth. You don't want to just go really heavy initially and then spend half the time just kind of toning everything down. So the pressure is light and you're going back and forth. Reason being is that it allows you to build the color without just trying to take off too much of what you just put on. So again, I'm using the granite pencil, the perfect pencil. Again, if you're my color, you can use the granite. You can also use the medium brown if you have some red highlights. So again, look at this. I'm holding the pencil this way, not this way. So by laying it down and going these little circles, it really allows me to go very light. The ends, I'm just keeping it very light. I don't want it to be so far down, and I don't want it to be too round, on me that is. But on her, you can just go a little bit more curved and down. Now at this point, when I go in the ends, on me, I'm laying the pencil down now. Obviously, I'm not holding it this way or this way. I'm laying it down and just going this way, laying it down and light pressure. Always remember that light pressure. So this is the time to go back and forth and see where you need to adjust and comb and adjust, apply, comb. So this way you're really controlling the amount of color that's going on your eyebrows. Because again, you don't want to spend so much time in trying to correct what you just did, as opposed to just toning down what you just did. So again, keep that in mind as well. And the brows, it's come to life pretty nicely. I don't feel like I need that much because again, as you can see right here, she does have hair. And when you put some powder on top of the leftover hair, it actually brings the hair even to life a little bit. The pencil is just allowing to get into that shape a little bit more. That's all. You just need to remember that you're really just applying most of the color inside the eyebrows with the light pressure. Now I'm using the highlighter. This is actually a pro pencil. The pro pencils are like an eyeshadow base where it allows you to put some makeup on top of it and gives it an even tone. I often use this for a highlighter as well. This is a pro pencil in base 1. I'm using the base 2. For my skin tone, you want to use a base 2, but you can use 1. We do have 1, 2, and 3. The 3 is what you don't want to use because that's going to be a little bit on the darker side. So, and the brush 18, I just believe that these two really go well together because when you apply the highlighter, you're going to see that it's, first of all, it corrects any mistakes. Like if you had some powder go down or you accidentally put some pencil down here, this will really clean it up. And then the brush will further make it look like you're a professional. So, and right here, I'm using actually a tinted brow gel. This is optional. You don't have to use this. I'm just adding a little bit more dimension and adding extra color because she does have some extra hairs that are more on the white gray side. So that allowed me to cover that, coat that, and just give it more texture. And so it shows you that she actually has a lot more hair than than I thought she did. So once you put some tinted brow gel, that really helps. The tinted brow gel is brunette. It's a really good universal color. And you could also use just a clear brow gel. You don't have to use a tinted brow gel. If you feel like you have enough color and you don't want it to go too dark, just use a clear gel. The gels just are important because it really shows off the hair. It allows some product to coat the hair and makes a brow hair actually look a little bit thicker. So here's a before and after. I really love this before and after because it's such a big before and after. And that's one of the reasons why I still love what I do. I love to see that that before and after. And it's always thrilling for me to see the brows come to life. And, you know, as you can see, if you go back to how I did this brow, you can see that there wasn't a lot that needed to be done. It was really just addressing that dip at the top and just lightly coating the eyebrows. Now, if you do that light pressure and a little bit of powder, first of all, with that brow fix, a brow primer, and some powder and pencil, it will really, I think, will last all day. It will give you that natural look. You won't have to struggle that much. And you have this natural look and be able to still see the hair. I'm all about being able to see the hair. Even though there's obviously makeup on the eyebrow, you want to be able to see the hair. It gives it more of a natural look. So I just love this look. And again, it just looks very professional when you use the brush 18 and the little bit of the highlighter. So yeah, beautiful, right? This looks pretty good, right? So just remember, it's all about the pressure. My channel is always going to address that. And I hope you are subscribing. If you are not sure, please do so. Give me a comment of letting me know if this tip has helped you, and definitely pass this along. I'm sure you have a family member or friends that can use this tip, so definitely let them know. And thank you so much for your patience and for just watching this. And I will see you guys right back here. Thank you.